Hello everyone. I've had a couple questions on the final paper, so I thought that I would go through some of the documents to help clarify what is required of you and hopefully clear up some of the questions that you may have outstanding. So if you're logged into Moodle and you go under week 1, that is where you're going to find the marketing plan overview. So this is the description of your final paper, what it all entails and what it's going to require from you. So if you click that, that's going to go ahead and download for you. And let me go back here. And if you click on the marketing folder, that's where you're going to find 3 additional papers. The first is called Free Riders Marketing Plan. This is a marketing plan that you're actually going to be analyzing for your final paper. Of course, you do have the marketing plan rubric that'll help explain the different sections and requirements and the point totals for each section. And lastly, you have a marketing plan section overview. So this will go through and explain all of the different sections throughout a marketing plan so that it's easier for you to understand and get some examples. So I'm going to go ahead and download each one of these so that I can walk you through them. So the first one that I will go over is the actual description of what your marketing plan is going to entail. And apparently I have 2 of these open. Alright, so the beginning of the paper just kind of goes over really what marketing is all about, kind of introduce the marketing plan, and introduce what your paper is going to cover. So the required elements of a marketing plan are listed below. Every single marketing plan should have an executive summary, an environmental analysis, SWOT analysis, list out the marketing objectives and strategies, the marketing implementation, and finally end with evaluation and control. So as you're going through the Free Riders marketing plan, you're going to be keeping in mind all of these required sections that should be in a marketing plan, and you're really going to be analyzing them to see what's missing. So for instance, let me show you this handy little document here. So the marketing plan section overview should be really handy for you when you're trying to figure out what's missing from the Free Riders marketing plan. So what this document does is it goes over all the different sections that should be in a marketing plan. Executive summary, it's always done after the marketing plan is done, because what it is, it's just a summation of the entire marketing plan. Kind of paraphrases everything that the reader just went through so that they can quickly get an idea of what the marketing plan will cover. The environmental analysis will actually detail where the firm is positioned within the marketing, kind of go over the different competitors, the forces that they have within the marketing, the market, kind of take a look at some of those in external environments, focus on the target markets that they're going after, and as well as focus on their current objectives and how well those marketing objectives are performing. So each one of these sections here is detailed on what a good marketing plan should cover, so that when you're going through and reading the actual marketing plan, you can decide if it hit on all of those points that a good marketing plan should cover. So when you're writing your actual paper, for instance, let's say you're doing the environmental analysis, you're going to, after reading, articulate on what was useful within the section for Free Riders specifically, what was absent that would have really helped make their marketing plan stronger, and then you're going to back up all of those points with rationale. So really reference back to your course learnings. Don't just say, it would have been great if they focused more on, 25-year-olds within their target market. I want to know why. So each one of these sections, except for the executive summary, is asking the same thing. You're going to go through the section, figure out what was useful, figure out what was missing, back it up with that rationale. Everything from environmental analysis to the evaluation and control. The only section in the required elements of your paper that's going to be different is the executive summary. This is the only time in your paper that you are not going to be referencing the Free Riders Marketing Plan. You can completely forget about it for this section. What I want from you for the executive summary is to tell me in your own words what the strategic function of a marketing plan is for an organization. So why is it important to them, to an organization? How does an organization use it strategically? How can it help them in marketing specifically, etc.? Really just analyze it from that strategic point of view and try to keep it to a page. I don't want it to go over a page, and I also do not want to have just a couple sentences or a paragraph. It needs to be quality content. You really need to go in depth here. As you can see, it is worth 50 points, so you do want to focus a lot on this section. As far as the other sections for the required elements of the paper, I would say to keep it at least 2 to 3 paragraphs long. I really don't think that you're going to be able to highlight all of the things that you need to and to do it well if you're only writing a paragraph. So a minimum of 2 paragraphs for each section. At the same time, I don't want you to be writing a page of content and really stretching it out. I'd rather you get me quality content in a couple paragraphs than give me fluff in a page. The last section that you're going to get points for is just overall how well your paper is written. So please keep in mind this does need to be a college level paper. It is your final paper, so it's worth quite a few points. Be mindful of your spelling, your grammar, proper syntax and formatting. If you're going to be referencing a source, whether it's the book or some other kind of external source, you need to cite it throughout your paper and then include a separate page for your references. Lastly, keep in mind that a regular paper should have a title page with your name, the date, and the name of your paper. You should have proper headings. So if you take a look at the Free Riders Plan, when they start talking about the environmental analysis, they have it called out in bold font off to the left. Then they write their content, and when they move on to the next section, they do it again with that proper heading. So all of your headings should be called out properly, and always include just a really brief introduction, what your paper is going to be about, and then when you're ending it, just a brief summation of everything that you just covered. Should be really easy to do because you will be spending a good amount of time covering these sections in depth. That's all I have for you. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to ask me at any time. I would really rather you ask me soon so that you're not scrambling at the last minute to try to put this together, because it will require a good chunk of your time. So if you need anything else from me, if you want me to draft up like a mock paper, if you really are struggling to understand what that final paper should look like, I'd be happy to do that. I can also give you some examples of some other good marketing plans if you'd like to see those as well. So just let me know if you guys need anything, and let me know if you have any questions.